Welcome to the 50th episode of the Reseller Six Pack. We're going to talk about yard sale and thrifting strategies tonight. I am wearing Hot Chic Thrift, and I am drinking a Miller High Life tonight. We'll go on to Lonnie next.
Hello, everyone. I'm Lonnie. You can find me on YouTube under the moniker Garage Space Flips. Space is just a space. It's not a space.
How many have you had already, man?
Dude, I just got one.
Capital Garage space.
Oh, shit. I really did that already. So, yeah, this is my second one. I'm just drinking Corona, and I have some little small limes cut up over here. Perfect for a hot summer day. Doesn't get any better than this, y'all. So, cheers to number 50.
50 shows. That's great.
Duane.
Hello, I'm Duane Hale, Mothership Products. I am drinking blueberry lemonade water, flavored water tonight. So,
Yeah.
Yep. It's not bad. Yeah. Not too bad at all. What's up there, John? I guess you're last.
Yep. I'm drinking a Rheingeist Streaker. This is a Cincinnati beer. Like an IPA. Pretty tasty, too.
Yum. Delicious. Everyone in the chat that's asking about SteveNSteph, they'll be back. They're having some technical difficulties, but they're working on it. And I saw someone saying I was echoing. Did I fix that?
I'm not hearing an echo.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't hear
I
an
moved my microphone, so I was hoping I fixed it. So we're talking about thrifting and yard sale strategies. Should I go first, or does someone else want to go first? I'm not very well organized.
This is your channel.
Yeah, kick it off.
All right.
Kick it off.
Up.
I've got a crazy one that I just figured out this past weekend, but go. Let's go.
Okay, I'll do my first tip here. This is probably mostly for newbies. Anyone who's seasoned probably doesn't need to hear this. But bring way more cash than you think you're going to need because you never know what you're going to find. That's my number one tip.
You listening to that, Lonnie?
Yeah. Yeah, but actually, John, I was watching your video the other day, and it auto played the next video where you ran out of cash.
Yeah, one time.
And if you're going to run out of cash, at least know where the closest ATM is, right, Lonnie? I mean, one day you had to go like twice.
It was right across the street, luckily. But, to add to that, I almost ran out of gas this past weekend. So
that's a good tip, too. I never think to pay attention to my gas tank.
I usually go out and fill up and get cash the night before. But for whatever reason, I forgot to get gas. And I was on E. And I was like, oh, shit. I didn't know if I was going to make it. But look, here's a really pro tip, okay? And I picked up on it. And I'm going to catch a little beef for this, I think. But I was waiting to check out at a garage sale early. And I heard the lady that was like checking out the person in front of me. She said, we forgot to go get change to bring to the sale. We don't have any change at all for anything. So we need exact change. So they had to go to their car. They were digging around for quarters and this and that. And I had like a jean jacket. It was priced at $3. So I was like, well, they don't have change. So
even though you had the $3.
So I'm looking in my wallet and I have like 7 $1 bills. So I pulled 2 of them out. And I said, look, all I've got in here is 2 $1 bills.
Oh man.
and she said, well, and she looked like really hurt. And she said, well, I guess we have to take it. We don't have any change. And I'm like, here you go.
Oh man.
Oh, man.
So, hey, I mean, look, I spotted a weakness and I exploited it.
Yeah, but you kind of put yourself in a corner, man. There was the small percentage chances. She said, no, we just can't let that go for 2.
Yeah, but that's when I go dig in the van and I find $1 miraculously.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Love the bearded says, I bring an empty Gatorade so I don't have to run to find a bathroom. That's hardcore, man.
That's a good tip.
That's really hardcore.
PGH Pick says, isn't that unethical? hey, yeah, I think it is actually.
I don't know, because how many times have you have the money in the wallet and you say, when you have the actual amount that they want, it's the same thing. You just happen to have a little bit more information that would kind of force them, to taking it.
Yeah, it's like in a poker game. You're sitting at the poker table and they accidentally drop one of their hole cards on face up, and they pick it up and like, I already got that information. I'm going to use it.
Yep.
Sorry. It's just a freaking $1. It was fun. I did it mostly for fun so I could come brag about it later.
Eavesdropping is a very good tactic. I do that every sale I go to. I will eavesdrop the negotiation because like somebody else will say, oh, well, you take this for that, and they'll come back at them with or you can just kind of hear like kind of the vibe of what's going on, and a lot of times it's husband and wife. And one of them is like dead set on the prices, and the other one does not give a crap. So I'll just, target the other one, the one that doesn't care. I've seen there's been several sales where the wife goes in the house. I'm like, all right, here we go. Let's make a deal. You and me. We got to do this fast before she comes back out.
So do you have like any tactic like to get the wife or the husband, whichever one you need to get away from the scene? Like you see robbers trying to break in a place, they'll throw a stake to distract the dog.
No, I haven't gone that far. But I should come up with something. That's a good idea.
And kind of what you're saying is you do size up. If there's more than one person running the sale, you do size up. I'm thinking who's going to be more pliable, to my offers. Just like you were saying, maybe not necessarily overhearing it, but just, when you get there, you just kind of, if there's multiple sellers, you kind of figure out which one's going to be the best to go to.
Is this a show where we talk about charming our way in?
I don't think SteveNSteph had the chance to introduce themselves. By the way, this is SteveNSteph's first six-pack show in weeks.
Yes.
Welcome back, guys. Happy to have you.
It is good to be back.
The mess up was it was trying to log us in under our other account. We had to figure out how to switch them. It was a big mess. So it was last minute drama.
The cyber bully account.
Yeah.
But so anyways, tonight. You looking at this?
I just saw it. Yeah.
Whoa, no, man.
I'm drinking this. I'm just going to do one shot because I'm not going to drink that much.
Is that breast milk?
That's Steve's colostrum.
I don't want it to go to waste. This is
gosh.
nutrition. So this is the last of it.
Hold on. Explain. I don't know what this is. And people in the chat might not know. What is this?
Okay, I ate apparently they make cookies that make you lactate. And Steph made me eat one.
So
and I was lactating for a day and a half.
So you milked yourself?
No, it just came out. It came out on its own, John. I had no control over it.
So men, don't eat
And
those.
you had a cup ready to catch it? Like, what the heck, man?
We were doing a live show when it started happening on the other channel.
He's been gathering it.
And there were some women there that gave me some tips on how to collect it.
I see.
You could sell this apparently, but I'm going to go ahead and drink it because it's.
I want to see Steph drink it. Let's see Steph drink it. I don't want Steve to drink it.
I wouldn't put her through that. It might be a little sour.
I'm not drinking that at all.
I'm going to drink it. So
Wait, Steve, you produce this milk?
Yes, I did. So it's going back to me.
This is some kind of weird fetish thing here.
Hey, Lonnie, if you were ever in an earthquake and you're covered by rock, but you're still alive, you will drink your own urine. I'm drinking my own lactate.
Is this kind of like smelling your own fart? Is this like when you
No.
fart and you kind of wave it up and
Who waves it up?
Gross, Lonnie. The Lonnie's saying he waves the fart up to us. Oh my goodness.
I do that with my breath.
Oh my goodness.
But not a fart ever.
All right,
Ever.
hey, you guys are getting off the rails. I'm just drinking some
Bottoms up,
nutrition.
honey.
Cheers. Cheers, Reseller Six Pack.
I don't know if I can cheers that, man.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I looked over and saw that shot glass of milk. I was like, oh no.
I don't recommend it.
That is, I gotta know, where do you get cookies that make you lactate?
Exactly.
Dumpster.
Wayne, they're out there.
That's okay. I don't need any, but I'm just curious, so I don't ever accidentally buy some.
Oh, please don't.
If we had some left, we'd send some to you, but we sold them all on the first day.
Hey, so anyways, with your strat, it's interesting. Get back on track here. Like, one thing that stands out to me anyway is, like, out here we don't have a tremendous amount of yard sales. We have them, but nothing like what you guys experience. So I think that because of the volume and how many you go to at just one outing, you developed skills that we might not even consider. Like some of the things you guys are saying, to us, we're just excited if there's a yard sale. Like literally like one. If there's one that's reasonably close to us, we think that's cool. You guys are like guaranteed when you go
They have to have
out.
a list and pick which ones are the best.
I think you guys take that for granted. It's amazing to us. Like you guys get your organization. Okay, we're gonna go to all these sales, and you're buying all this stuff. It's just, it blows our mind. Seriously, it doesn't happen here.
Yeah, but you guys have the friggin' Disneyland auction. You know what I mean? Like everybody has their own thing, right?
Yeah.
You might have that kind of thing there too. I never hear anybody talk about going to auctions in this chat, in this group. Well,
We're talking
John
yard sales
lives
right now.
auctions, but you know.
I used to a long time ago, but just around here, they're just not that prevalent anymore. Like if you want equipment or something like that, then there's tons of them around, but there's really not thing auctions. Like
That's what we go to. Ours are equipment auctions.
Yeah, that's like all
You
we
know
have
what?
around here. Farm equipment and lawn equipment. And
Honestly, there are state auctions here that I could go to that I just don't. So I mean, I think y'all make a good point. I'm not diversified enough. Y'all are very, very, very diversified.
Well, we also don't. We could travel. San Diego's got them, you know, and other areas, but
It's nothing like where you got even the stuff that you guys like when like John and Lonnie, they go out and the hauls you're getting, like when I say old stuff, that's a compliment. Like some of the and I know maybe it's because the West Coast just doesn't have as much history yet.
Yeah.
But you run across them.
I'm with you, Steve. I'm the same way.
Yeah, you're in Utah.
I'm exactly the same way. Mine's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we look at this what's going on, you know, in these other regions, and it's just neat.
In our town specifically is it's new families.
Yeah, relatively. We live in an older part of the
Yeah.
neighborhood, and these houses were built, I think, in the 80s. Now there's some
That's
old
really
homes
old
here. Like there are some old ones, but it was very desolate. So there's no. You're just not going to somebody's house and they're selling off grandma and great grandma stuff. It's just not happening.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that's really y'all's game anyway. Like I don't think even if y'all had yard sales, y'all would like really dig every weekend, grinding and
We
going
did that
to.
for a while, but it was so sparse that's how we started doing more. When we first found out, hey, you can go to yard sales, there just wasn't enough. So we do whatever there was, and it was literally like if there was two. Or
There's
if
like
there was
20 items out.
If there was a
It's really
community
small.
yard sale, which happens rarely, you always
did
hope
those.
that it's truly a community one. And every so often it is, but it just was never enough because you couldn't be guaranteed. You'd go out on a weekend and not find anything, not even one yard sale. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, you did that estate sale not too long ago with all the breakables, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah,
That was
really
an
good.
unusual one.
And
But we like them. We can go to them. We like to go to them. So, but as far as, I think estate sales are more likely for us to find stuff. So, just because we're not buying new stuff. If we were, you know, like a young mom looking for stuff, you can find some yard sales and find baby stuff all over.
But on the flip side of that, we always do good when we do a yard sale. And it's not, we don't sell old stuff.
That's true.
You guys have volume, and there's not a lot of competition. It sounds like so.
That's true.
People are like, "Oh, there's a yard sale. Let's go check it out."
talking about
Well, and a lot of your stuff is basically new.
Yeah.
You know, for yard sale stuff, it's not
Cookware.
somebody's old used pans.
Cookware and clothing thrown on the ground. They love it.
I'm gonna give you guys a huge bolo for baby stuff.
Okay.
And this is something you can flip local, like the second you buy it at a yard sale. A baby Breeza.
I've
Oh,
heard of that.
It's like a Keurig for baby formula,
Yeah.
and I flipped like 4 or 5 of them.
we just sold
They
one.
bought for like $10, flipped them for like 70.
Wow.
We just sold a Wi-Fi one. We found it at the dumpster.
Oh, that's what that is?
Baby
Oh,
present.
cool.
And I think I sold it for $40.
Is that the couple that came from San Diego?
Yep. And it was Wi-Fi. You have an app on your phone to like turn on your bottle warmer.
Yeah. Who never? Yeah. Wi-Fi.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's out there.
Yep.
Yes, those are huge, and they'll sell like 2 seconds after I put them on local Facebook garage sale or offer up or wherever.
How much cleaning do you do on that? Because I sold one before and I cleaned it pretty good. Like, are you
I don't
boiling
pick 'em up
this
if
stuff?
I can tell that they haven't had filtered water in them, because you can really tell if you just like open it up and look at it. You can tell if they put in bad water. Same thing with Keurigs. You can tell right away if they didn't use filtered water, and then I usually just don't pick them up.
The one that we sold was you put your bottle in it, so there's no liquid or anything touching anything on that one.
Is that
Yeah,
how
this thing this thing actually makes baby food, man. Like
Yes.
you put your ingredients in there and it like makes like, you can make organic or what, you know, if you use organic ingredients, you can make organic baby foods or whatever.
Very cool. I didn't know that. I thought it was just doing the bottles.
No.
I linked it into the chat if anybody wants to look at what it looks like. It literally looks like a Keurig, but it's for baby formula. It's like the cool new hip thing around here, so I see them at garage sales all the time.
Yeah, I got a question for you guys, since a lot of you do yard sales and garage sales. So when you go out, and this question is prompted by Lonnie, you just, when your last, I think it was your last garage sale, you said, oh, I only got, there was 3 videos you picked up, and one of them you go, I know this is no good, or you didn't use those exact words, but there was one of the games, you were like, okay, I know this one's not good. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know you're talking about Dr. Mario.
Okay, so you said, I know this one's not good. And when you're saying that, I'm thinking, he knows it's no good. Why is he picking it up? And my question is, so when you go out, do you have a strategy of, like, for instance, when we go to thrift stores, our goal is to try to, and this isn't in stone, but it's helped us avoid buying too much stuff, is we want to profit $30, okay? So the price has to be right. And that number, we pulled it out of our butt, but it keeps us
And
from,
there's exceptions.
yeah, we'll make exceptions, but it keeps us from buying so much stuff. And the next thing you know, we got just a pile of stuff and we're not doing any listing. And unlike some of you guys, we don't, I know it's seasonal, so it's okay to keep buying if you're doing yard sales, and then in the winter you're going to be using that. But do you have a strategy, like, okay, even if something's a good deal, I mean, do you just always grab it, or
No.
or?
I look at it different. I think I talked about this with you before. Like, it's not just money, it's money. People say time is money, right? But then whenever they go to look at, whenever you talked about the profit per item just now, all you mentioned was the money. You didn't mention the time, right? So I always try and look at like a video game that I can make $10 on, say. If I can list it in 2 minutes, 3 minutes or whatever, to me, that's just as good as an item that I can make $50 on that I have to spend 20 minutes on or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. And I didn't mention the time, but it's weird that you, like, the way that you just looked at time and how I look at it. I look at it like, and Steph can attest to this, especially at flea markets. My time, I'm not looking at it after the purchase. I'm looking at it during the purchase. Like if we go into a thrift store or we're selling at a flea market, there's a point where I'm saying, okay, the time I'm spending right now is affecting my overall profit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But what you just said, I got to get that more thought. Like, there are items that are cheap, but I only have to take one picture of them. That's not bad. And I also take into account, if we're already there, there's certain things that we'll
True. Like,
Yeah.
that's a good point, because I already spent the time and the gas to get there.
And we were at a flea market one time, and we had some pretty good stuff, and then all of a sudden this guy, it was a team actually they probably had 5 stalls. They were like moving some stuff, and then they said, everything over here is free. And we just started gathering stuff up. It was, like stuff that was, but some of it actually turned out to be real good. But in cases like that, we're already there. Even if it's $10, $5, whatever, you can't walk away from it. Just like that barn haul you did, Lonnie. You can't for free.
Yeah, that was awesome.
You got to take it.
Yeah.
See, and that's kind of what happens when you get a storage unit. You buy this whole unit. Maybe you're looking for these 3 things, but you end up with a bunch of stuff that you're like, well, I've already got it. I've already got it here. I've already, unloaded the storage unit, spent all that time and gas and money and everything. I might as well list it. But like you said, especially if it's really easy to list, quick 2 pictures and a quick description. I had a whole bunch of video games that I was selling at, man, I think I was selling them at $6.99 or $7.99, but it was so simple. It was one listing and a bunch of different pictures, and then all I had to do is go in and change the name, So it was really quick.
Those are really nice.
I'm in a sale, guys. You got a drink.
Oh, nice.
What is it?
Camelback.
Oh, nice.
For $27.99 plus shipping.
That's a nice one too.
I want to read a quick comment in the chat too. Blake Turner says, "I'm getting my first power chair this week, all paid for by reselling. Going to change my life."
Awesome, Blake.
Cheers to that, Blake. That's great.
Good job.
One thing I was thinking about when you guys were talking about, time and just evaluating how much time something's going to take, or how much time you're going to put into researching, because research does take a lot of time. But there's things that I take into account, just my dread factor. How much do I want to list this?
I got you.
I don't care if I'm going to make a lot of money. I don't want to list this. I'm just going to ignore it. I'm not going to get it. I don't want. I just hate this item. So
that's fair. That is fair, because I think one of the reasons we all like doing the reselling thing is because we want to do our own friggin' thing. So why do something we hate?
Yes.
No, that's a good point. We had a question.
And I think we all have things that we buy sometimes just because we know we can make money and not enjoy it.
Yeah. Or there's things that you just don't want to package because they're going to be a pain in the butt. And the return factor, evaluating whether something would possibly be more likely to be returned than something else. That's something I always think of too, where it's like, I just don't want to package this lamp,
Yeah. Sometimes I sell stuff because I think it's cool too.
Yeah.
You all ever do that? Like, man, this is really
absolutely
cool. I want to share this with somebody else.
That one thing you got from that rodeo, the prison rodeo, that weird piece you had.
That was awesome.
I thought that was really cool.
That was really cool. I like that too, Lonnie. I like to get stuff and not list it for a long time because I like it. I really do. I will just set it somewhere and look at it. I'm
also guilty of that.
See this sign?
What? Lauren is. She's like, I want to wear it a little while too.
I do. It's terrible. I need to just sell it.
There's nothing wrong with that, Lauren. You're actually, because you're not devaluing it, because if it's already used, that's the beauty of selling something used. It's still going to be used when you sell it. So
that's one of the fringe benefits.
Mm-hmm.
What about, do y'all ever get stuck on something? Because I see like Tracy, uniquely me, in the chat. She said, love when Lonnie buys jeans. That's going to look great on my pile of unlisted jeans. Because I literally, now I'm so in tune. Like, I know I'm not going to list it right now. So I put it on I've got a pile. I'm like, oh man, that's going to look great on my pile of unlisted. I do that. But I'm going to list them this winter, supposedly. We'll see. Do y'all have anything like that you kind of get stuck on? Like, it's such a good deal.
Oh,
you hate it?
And picking it up, doing that, or
I was like
following through on that. Clothes?
Yep. I bought a denim jacket like 2 months ago.
I was going to ask you about that.
I haven't listed it yet.
Dude, that was good.
John, that's just one item.
I know, but like I got to get the mannequin and like.
No, you don't.
It's like, yeah, you do, man. I have a mannequin. If I don't use it with the photo, that's just lazy.
Okay, makes
John has a death pile.
A death pile of maybe 1 or 2 items.
Just run it through your auction, John. Get rid of it.
Yeah, that's not $1.
here's one that it's like that. We bought okay, so we had that bubble wrap machine. Bought that thing for like $10. Okay, that's the only reason we got it. It was like $10 at a government liquidation, and
It's
we
like
brought
an
it
over
home.
$2,000 machine.
Yeah, and then we got it home. We had bubble wrap and all the stuff that goes with it, and it works. It blows air into it, but it wouldn't heat the seam. So it would, there's a little wire that
Probably
wasn't
something
heating up.
simple.
So we did a video and showed it, and people were like giving us tips on what to check. The fuses. Whoa, what happened?
I don't know.
Can you guys still hear us? Oh,
Yeah.
the screen went black. So that thing, we probably had it over a year, and it's big and bulky. And then finally the other day I go, forget this. I'm just taking this thing apart. We're going to scrap it. And so I took everything apart. And when I took the compressor off, I looked on the back and it had like what model and everything it was. And I looked it up. I was like, oh my goodness, those things were selling for 200 plus, like all day long, like all day long. And I was like, man, we paid $10 and this little compressor. And I think the people that were buying them, they use them in ponds and stuff, to aerate ponds. And so listed it, and it sold in 24 hours. I think it was $225 or $250, something like that. So all that time,
We've been running into this thing.
and by the way,
Taking
taking the thing apart, it wasn't that time consuming.
No,
it
but
was
it's
just-
just deciding to do something with
Yeah.
something. I think that's a big thing we all get hung up on is I'll just deal with this later, deal with it later. But just making that decision of, you know what, I'm going to tackle this right now and I'm going to get rid of it, or I'm going to sell it, or I'm going to take it to donate it, whatever. It's something we need to do often.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's that one touch thing. You pick it up, and at that point you decide, am I listing it? Am I getting rid of it? Am I donating it? Am I throwing it away? And then do it.
Yeah,
That's
I got with my whole house right now.
me too.
I've been on a sourcing like crazy kick, but I barely listed anything because I'm trying to hoard it all for Q4 because I can barely find anything during Q4. So I've just been piling stuff up. Yeah, it's a lot more stuff than I thought I had. So
That sounds like a strategy, right? Because
you have brutal winners.
well, Q4 is coming, and you have a strategy for Q4, or if you know that you have a yard sale season. That all makes sense. We don't really have an excuse.
I know, we just
We got good weather and stuff.
yeah.
Oh yeah, you guys are lazy.
Yeah.
Laziest people I know.
Look at Diana Clink's comment though. I really like that. She has a good way to tackle. Look, Tuesday is my dread day. That's the day I list things I dread listing.
Wow.
So
That's smart.
she limits it to one day a week, so she can tackle it. I like that.
I like that too.
I do too, because you don't think about it then, only on that day.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
that's
not
a
bad.
great idea.
Yeah, it really is. It's smart, Diana. Thank you for sharing it.
Adam has a question.
Although
He
I would
says-
probably end up, that would be the day that I sleep in. And, cook a big breakfast.
really prolong it. Adam has a question. He wants to know, could the panel go over their strategies for bargaining and negotiating at yard and garage sales? I'm curious, Lauren, what's your negotiating tactics at yard sales?
yard sales, it depends kind of who's out instead of two, like sell, negotiate higher price. I don't know why that is. That's just what I've encountered. I'm not sure about you guys, but I find it's a lot easier to negotiate money.
But you're breaking up on my end here.
Yeah, same here.
Broken.
Oh, can you guys hear me?
Now I can.
Okay.
Just say the end again real quick. We missed.
Oh, yes. I find I get better prices when there's one person running the garage sale.
Yeah, that's a great point, because I've had, somebody's spouse or mother or whatever, like, what? We can't sell it for that. Like, they get involved and it's like, oh God, here we go. Or they've got a call. Oh yeah, that's my so-and-so's. Let me call and figure out what they want to do. And I'm like, just sell it to me. Come on.
Yes. But estate sales, I do different stuff at estate sales. I actually would prefer to go with another person. And I kind of have strategies, especially if they're the ones where you can kind of see some of the stuff online. Like if I see a couple good things of certain clothing items, I like to bring another person with me. And then we each take one half. And then I kind of go for the things that I want. Like my mom usually comes with me. I have her trained really well on what I want to pick up.
What do you mean? What does your mom do? She goes for half. What does that mean?
Like we'll split up in the house. Like one of us will take one end and the other one will take the other end. So you don't have to wait in one line, like waiting to go in a room.
Oh, okay.
You can way better stuff that way.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But so when you go to estate sales, do you have a strategy for at checkout? Do you just try to bundle it all together and make a deal, or do you let them go one by one and write everything down, or what do you do?
They don't do that here.
Deals before, but it's usually on the last day. Usually they refuse to make any deals with you at estate sales unless it's the last day, and then you can kind of get some deals if it is the last day because they just want to clear everything out. So
Yeah.
you can negotiate a lot better the last day. Yeah.
That's awesome. Man, Ken Laundry says he hasn't bought anything in 2 years because his piles of stuff are so big. There's, oh my goodness.
Every day's a Tuesday for Ken.
That might be me. Sam. I've been slacking all summer.
I went about 8 months without sourcing a while back.
What?
For that very reason. I had so much stuff that I was just
Gosh.
I have got to get some of this taken care of.
JOB, he's got a job, John. Don't forget.
Right, yeah.
Oh yeah, I have that too.
I shouldn't judge. I got to get my fix, man. I couldn't go 8 days without sourcing. I'm
I
an
thought
addict.
you meant that beer. You said I got to get a fix, and you were raising that beer up.
Yeah, right. That's the topic for a whole nother show.
That's Six Pack, the intervention, huh? We'll make
Yeah,
that
right.
show 100.
SteveNSteph, when you guys do go to yard sales, do you have negotiation tactics? Do you play the husband and wife role that I've heard Chad talk about with Kim?
If my husband comes with me, I do that for sure.
Yeah.
And I actually have him hold on to my money. So then if I ask for a deal and I actually have to ask him for the money, it makes it look like I really need to
That's
get the
hilarious.
money and we'll buy it. But it works really well to do that.
I don't think we consciously, like, Steph is brutal, like, and only at yard sales. Like, you're
I
not that.
am?
Yes, you're brutal at a yard sale. Like and she's smiling the whole time, but she's like, and I'm not, like, I am very comfortable, like, talking to somebody and making offers. I don't have no problem with that and negotiating, but I get embarrassed sometimes because of the offers that Steph makes that are like,
Oh, super low?
yeah.
I always do that. I figure
I
I
don't think
start
it's
as
bad.
low as possible. You can't
It's not a bad strategy, but it's just shocking to me because there's other things where she's in other areas, like
I
whether
give
it's
everything away.
yeah, like at the flea market or if we're selling stuff. She's very like, even with me, she negotiates with me on how much I'm going to charge somebody for something. She won't think it's right or
I do.
it's too much. But at a yard sale, she's more aggressive, and it's. But we don't ever.
Sounds like it's.
What's that?
Oh, I was gonna say, sounds like it's part of the game. You know, that's the game. The negotiation is part of the game.
Yeah. It just shocks me every time I hear something come out of her mouth, and I'm like, oh my goodness.
Who are you?
It's almost embarrassing. It's like, hey, it's already a decent price, and then you're going there. It's like, I've actually walked away before.
Wow. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I'd be embarrassed.
Wow.
But I don't think, like, I bet if we had more situations like that we would have some kind of strategy. Although there are times where we've flipped a lot of stuff on local apps, and if we're going to talk to somebody, we definitely talk about it prior to meeting them. You know, so we both know where we want to be. But I don't think we've never just had we've never had that kind of strategy.
Steve Roots Casey says, good cop, lactating cop.
Oh my goodness.
If Steve doesn't get his price, you just squirt some man milk in their eyes.
Hey, Steve, I am not lactating anymore, dude. It stopped. It was a day and a half.
Your shirt does look a little bit wet, I'm just gonna say.
I ruined 2 shirts. One little cookie, that big. That was funny, Steve. Real funny. Man lactates and it's a joke. A woman lactates and that's okay.
We lost Lonnie for a minute. So getting back to negotiating, I know Lonnie doesn't like to do this, but there's 2 sides of this coin. Like, do you talk down their items? Like, do you you know,
Beat it
talk
up.
down the item to get a price. I've always rode that fine line. Like, I don't talk it down, but I'll ask obvious questions. Like, if they've got a video game system there, I'm like, do you have the controllers? And they'll say, oh, no, I guess not. Do you have the cord that connects to the TV? Oh, no, I don't have that. Like, and they start thinking in their head, like, oh, you know what, you can have it for this. And they'll, like, give me the price before I even say anything.
John, you remember I did that in Tennessee?
Yeah, I knew you did. Oh, man.
Don't
I
you
got it
remember?
on camera, too.
With the Super Nintendo, I was like,
Yeah.
you have a, it looks like we don't have the video cable or whatever. And
No. What you did, you're like, what is this old thing? Is this like a game? And it was this poor old lady, man. It looked like she needed the money. Really, she did. And she's like, I don't know what it is. And Lonnie's like, it kind of looks like junk. Like, do you have like the
I
cords?
didn't
And
say
like,
that, dude. I did not say that. I didn't say it looks like junk.
I'll have to go back and watch the tape because I had it on camera. It's
I'm siding with John. John's memory is probably better.
But anyway, by the time I asked a few questions, she just said, you can just have it.
yeah. Kevin and I were like shaking our heads, like, you son.
Yeah, you're really messing with like that strategy, and it's effective because you're really messing with somebody's psychology. You're getting them to say a negative word multiple times. So when you leave there, not only have you made them think their product is worth less than what they originally thought, but you've destroyed their self-esteem. So it's a pretty good day for you. I'm joking. It's not their self-esteem, but it really is. That's just you're just using psychology on them.
No, you know what it is, dude? It's charm. John.
I'm saying, what is this junk?
No, no, man. Like that was a weird one. Okay, that was a different. That one was
That wasn't charm. I don't know what that was. It was charm. We can go back and watch the tape.
That was a strange one. I'll admit. I beat her up pretty bad on that one.
I saw one of the videos.
Obviously, she gave it to you.
Oh my
Well,
God.
you know what I ended up doing though? I said, let me give you $1 for it so I can at least say I bought it.
Right. I will say, Lonnie does have some charm. He just convinced an old woman to give him a barn full of stuff for only a hug.
Yeah.
A sweaty hug too.
Yeah.
Sweaty hug.
Mm-hmm.
He was all lathered up.
That was amazing. Lonnie, did she actually say that her dad was
It was her husband, I think.
hoarding that stuff, like
It was-
piece by piece, or was that your guess?
She didn't. That was my guess. I don't know. I don't know exactly what the origins of that stuff were. She didn't either.
Okay.
She just knew it was in the barn, and they had to get rid of it because they had sold the house.
Mm-hmm.
Her dad, both her parents had died, and they sold the house.
Hey, when you're going to, so back to this strategy thing. So you're out on the road, and I imagine different days, like some days you're probably more fired up than others. But you get out there and you're charging into these yard sales, and if you have a strategy, a conscious strategy, can you adjust real quick? Or, like sometimes you're going to just be talking to somebody, and I'm sure the strategy is going to change just because of the rapport you create or for whatever reason. But do you ever find yourself like realizing partway into it that you're doing this wrong because of the reaction you're getting? Does that make sense? Like you're going, oh, this is bad. And then you realize this guy's taking this personal. So this strategy isn't working. And then what do you do?
I've never had that happen.
It depends on how deep you are.
I mean,
How
you-
deep
That's what she
are
said.
you? Sometimes you've created irreparable damage.
Yeah. But do you go, so when you go, are you just doing it? Do you have that strategy? Or are you saying, I'm going to let the situation dictate how I use the tools that I have?
I usually do it by situation. If it's me, I don't know. I feel like I'm good at reading people. I can tell right away how I should approach every situation just by observing, especially the sellers. Just watch the sellers, see how they interact, see how they're talking to other people, and then choose that way how you're going to speak to them and
How
negotiate.
aggressive you're going to
Yeah. Lauren's right. I always greet the people too. Like as soon as I see them, like, hey, how you doing? Like start talking to them.
How you mom and them?
Yeah, how's your mom and them? That way, before you even start asking for prices, you're already talking to them.
I thought I was pretty good at
Before.
negotiating. I thought I was pretty good at negotiating and buying stuff. But after hanging out with John's pretty damn good. I'll give him that. John is he's pretty slick and he's fast. You know, so.
You were
Not fast enough, man. You beat me to a bunch of stuff.
You said Tonya was pretty impressive too when you went with
Yeah.
her.
Yeah, she is.
It's
She's-
interesting.
I think
How
all you
everybody's
guys
got
are.
something different, you know?
I think all of what you guys do, like those yard sales, and it's constant interaction with somebody selling a product, that you're going to develop, skills whether you want to or not. And I think that some people focus on honing those skills, and it pays off. And you can be overwhelmed by somebody like say John rolls up on your yard sale. It's people that do that a lot.
Yeah.
You create, I know, like, I don't want to overuse this word, but you can create a momentum in a conversation where the next thing you know, the person that's selling it is agreeing to stuff.
Right. Do y'all ever roll up on somebody and you're like, and you could tell like this is our first yard sale ever, and we go to like 30 a day or whatever, and then you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna cut you up, bro.
Exactly.
Like, seriously, like sometimes it feels like that. Like you don't even know what's coming.
No, they're dealing with it. They're dealing with a professional. So in anything that you are talented in and you have a lot under your belt, you have a lot of experience, you can spot somebody who thinks like they're new and they might think they know, but they don't know what they don't know. And then later on, as they're learning, they're going to be looking back and going, damn that Lonnie. I remember,
look, dude,
when he first came here.
Let me tell you how I did a deal this past weekend. There was an item that I wanted for 15. They were stuck on 20. Okay. So I went over and I saw these Gemological Institute of America books, and they had a big thing of them. And I said, oh, are these 50 cents a piece? And she said, yeah. And I said, And she said, we really want to get rid of those. I said, okay, well, I'll tell you what, if I buy all those books, will you sell me that for 15? And she said, yeah, I'll do that. So, I mean, it's all these little things you pick up on, things like you find pain points.
Yeah.
You figure out what is their pain point and you make that feel better. And then you get them,
You do that a lot with bundles. That's the way to go.
Right.
Because like I always do the bundle pile, and like they'll be doing the math in their head, and like you'll hear them say like, oh, this is my mom's, like it sells for X amount of dollars, blah 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 blah, and then say, all right, take that out of the deal, like just forget about that, give me the price on the rest of the stuff.
Nice.
And then sometimes after they got that cash in their hand from what you just bought, and you're loading it up, you're like, I really want that. Would you do this?
Yeah, John.
I did that last week.
John did a deal like last week, I think, where he tried to bundle everything, but they were stuck on this one item that they really liked. So John said, okay, let's take that item out. And then he made a deal on the rest of the stuff they didn't care about, right? He got his price. And then he came back and lowballed them on the other thing that they took out, and he got it anyway.
It was like a longer way to get to the price. It was funny.
Junk in her trunk. Rhonda got junk in her trunk. Says, be overly honest, brutally but kind, and it will bring in the most, and they will drag things out of the house for you too at your price.
I could see that. Rhonda is a sweetheart. I could see people just giving her everything.
Oh, I'd give her
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Duane, you're being awfully quiet over there, bud. What do you think about all this?
Oh, I'm just learning because, like I said, I don't get to do a lot of this negotiation and yard sales and estate
Well,
sales.
you go
and such.
thrifting a lot, don't you?
Yeah, but that's different. I mean, there's not
No, it's
a lot
not,
of
dude.
negotiating.
It's not. Yeah, well, it is a little different. But what's your strategy, just in general, with thrifting? Not necessarily negotiations.
I don't know. I just find my things that I enjoy selling or things that I think will sell well. Obviously, if I'm going to look them up or whatever, and plow ahead. I mean, like I said, right at this point, I'm more learning from you guys because I don't. A lot of the things that I do are just kind of menial.
I wouldn't say that.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Well, I mean, just the way I do things with the thrift store, like like I said, there's not a lot of negotiations there. I do watch, listen to you guys and how you negotiate, and I think how that would work in my situations. But I haven't had a lot of chance to try them out. So
I look at negotiations honestly as a opportunity to
Win.
No.
Yes.
I used to do that. I did that in my other life. I would want to win all the time. But I look at it now as a way to, like, you can build a relationship real quick. And when you do that, like if you are genuine and you're meeting somebody that you're going to sell them to, or you're going to buy something, but if you're genuine, and one way to be genuine is to, try to like this person. You're not going to like everybody, but a lot of people, you can strike up a conversation while you're there. It doesn't have to go right into the deal. And I like to talk to people and get to know a little bit about them, and then become friends real fast, because then that negotiation is now like we're talking. I want them to win and I want to win, and the conversation has a different tone when they feel like, you're all of a sudden it's like, and I'm not saying if you're phony about it, you'll never ever work. There's people that I meet that I don't want to be their friend, but the vast majority that we come in contact with, I do want to be their friend. They're nice. And once they know, that I'm being sincere with them, and then we start our conversation, they will want me to be, to benefit from this exchange also. At least that's what I find. I mean, don't you think?
For sure.
Wendy's like that too.
Yeah, we get.
Yeah, that's why I bring Heather a lot of times, because she is much more social than me, and she can strike up a conversation with anybody about anything, and that's just not something I'm real comfortable with. So yeah, while she's out there, talking to the lady about whatever, what pantyhose she wears or whatever, I'm, going through this stuff. So
I look at it way differently, Steve. You already know that. We look at a lot of things differently. I'm fair. I'm an honest guy, and I'm fair. But when it comes to a single negotiation where I don't feel like it's going to be like an ongoing thing where it's maybe a source I can use later, I treat it like a video game. I want the friggin' highest score. You know what I mean? Like, I want to, like, not with ethically, right? Like, I'm not going to lie or cheat or steal or anything like that. But the better I do, I'm going to be like high-fiving myself later on. You know what I mean?
Negotiating like that is not unethical. What your strategy is not unethical at all. And here's an interesting thing, though, that I would like you to consider, Lonnie. Here's like when you meet somebody and you don't know if that relationship is going to be ongoing. Okay. In our case, and ours might be unique because we do a lot of local selling, but I can't tell you how many people have called us, or contacted us months, even a year later after they've purchased something. They might have bought something from us for $10, and now their kid is getting ready to go to college and they want to get them a cookware set, and they like us, and we like them. They remembered us after all that time. So, and I'm not, like I said, there's nothing wrong with having an aggressive negotiation, period, because the person
I like to gamify everything. I like to gamify every step of the reselling. Like, I want to buy everything cheap, and I also, I talk to people a lot and stuff too, like on the relationship side. I do, man. Like,
I know you do. You just gave somebody a hug and you loved it.
Yeah, I did. But and there was, there wasn't to get a better price or anything like that. It's just
little bit of Lonnie love. I got a question for you, Lonnie. So we're talking about negotiations and like strategy, the garage sales. You've got all this going on, and then we throw in this element of filming at the garage sale.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And we're almost making it a little bit more difficult for us. But at the same time, we want to like capture a negotiation or an interaction or a cool item. So how do you do that, Lonnie? Because like I think you're. Yes, you. I see. I'm saying, like, so do you never show it? You never let them see it, or like have you?
I'm not there, dude. I'm not like like the other day when I was at that barn, I should have said, look, I've got a YouTube channel. She wouldn't have cared. She would have probably thought it was cool. And she probably would have talked to me about growing up on the property and her dad and this and that. And it would have been a cool little part of the video, but I'm chicken shit, so I didn't do it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I see you film a lot at the yard sales. So when you're filming and you've got that added element, did the people see it? Is that an extra barrier, or has it been a barrier, or have you just not been caught yet?
I don't show my camera, man. I'm like I said, I'm a big old I'm a coward with the camera. So.
Well, you get some good footage. You get good footage. I'll say that, man. Better than I do. It's tough. It's tough to film.
It is.
At a yard sale and
you're brave. You're brave, man. Like you wore it on a freaking hat one time.
Yeah, I did. That wasn't the smartest thing.
What
Craigslist Hunter makes a really great point. He says when he hits his local garage sales, a lot of the people are saying, "Oh no, this guy again," and now he's having to travel out farther. And he says it's because they have been in his shop and they've seen him on YouTube. So I think he's kind of painted it like his area. He's got to go out farther and to source. So that's a totally different dynamic that I don't think any of us have to really worry about.
No.
Yeah, that's got to be rough.
Yeah.
Really rough,
I wonder
because
if
they're going to think if he makes an offer, he's definitely going to be making a lot of money. So I've got to stick to my ground. Either that or they're like
it could go the other way,
and they're like, "Oh, I want to be on."
I've seen Pete pay too much for stuff before to help somebody out. No, I have. Like sometimes he'll buy stuff that he doesn't want to buy.
To help him out, though, that's different.
I've seen him do it a lot. Like he'll pay a little too much, or he'll buy something that Pete won't normally buy to help somebody out. So
That's nice.
I wonder if it could ever help that they would be like, "Hey, I've seen you on YouTube. Here, you can have this. Am I going to be on your channel?
Yeah, maybe.
Put me on your channel. You can have this for free."
You can tell some of the on his channel, like when some of the people come in and they're buying stuff, they're totally animated, like they know that camera's on and they get animated. So it's funny to see that because they know they're on there.
Well,
I sneak it in.
I thought I guess the camera's there so they see that, and he has a lot of repeat business, but I think what he said before was that he films the interaction. Then after it's over, he says, "Hey, that was all on film. Can I publish it?"
Yeah.
He gets permission.
Yep.
The bearded picker says, "I have gotten subs at the yard sale." He's out there, trying to get YouTube.
Hey, would you take $1 for this? Watch me later as I sell it for 20.
Watch my What Soul video next week. Trust me. You may want to skip that one.
That's funny. Princess Casserole says she's gotten things for free from a lady who watches her channel.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Pete says sometimes they'll bring stuff, and first question, "Are you filming?"
Oh, wow.
That's interesting. They're like, "What can I bring to him now? I want to be on that show."
Now, I'm curious, Pete. I'm wondering if more people don't want to be on camera or more people do want to be on camera.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is it that they bring in this and they're like, "Could you turn that off?" They're embarrassed about what they're trying to sell, or are they more interested in it?
Ooh, that's a good point.
Like John, with yours, you've filmed some people on there before. Do you talk to it over with them first, or what do you do?
Yeah. So I've got a couple that don't like it, so I just don't try it. And then I've got a few that I've used, a couple times, and they know and they're, comfortable with it. And then a couple every once in a while, I'll just spring it up and just, see what happens. And most people are pretty fine with it. But yeah, some people are weird. They just don't want to be on camera. They don't want to be filmed. So I just don't.
I wonder if we all wore shirts that said, "Watch me on YouTube," and then so you can't see your T-shirt, so you're not like, I would forget about it, and then somebody would be like, "What are you talking about YouTube?" And then I would be forced to tell them about my YouTube channel, and then maybe I would film them, and I would feel comfortable at that point.
You know what?
Yeah.
Interesting about in our experience with the camera is, especially at a flea market, we set up a camera, and it's obvious. Like the camera, you can't. When you're walking by, you'll see people looking over at the camera, and it's on a tripod.
So they can see themselves. It's the mirror image of them. So
it's on a tripod, and here's what we get. We get people who could care less. It's almost like they're used to somebody doing selfies all the time or whatever. And then you get the people that they know that camera's there. Sometimes we're not even at the camera, and there's people walk up and look in it and wave and say hi. And they would do that on the camera. And then it's rare for the person in that situation with us to say, whoa, I don't want to be on the camera. Are you filming? We only
had like one or two ever.
A couple of them. We had a lady one time, her and her husband at a flea market. The camera is right there. We're by it. We were actually talking to people on live stream, and then they asked if she could try these clothes on, and we had our van there, and we said, yeah, you could actually, you can go into the van. And the husband said, no, that's all right. She could do it right here. Remember that? And we said, we're on, the camera's on right now. This is live. And so they went just to the side of the camera.
She changed her clothes.
Changed her clothes.
What?
Yes. Tried on clothes right there.
And it's a busy flea market. It's the
Oceanside. Took her pants off.
Oceanside flea market, Duane. You know how that one is.
It was weird.
And but people, every so often people will come up and they ask what you're doing, and then you can tell they want to be a part of it. But a lot of people, they could care less.
Yeah.
Even if they know it's there, they're just like, oh, whatever.
But then how does that affect me trying to get something for cheap from them? Ultimately.
From if you had your YouTube thing? I
Yeah,
don't know if it works at all.
We get into all that, and then now they're on camera or whatever, and now I still got to negotiate. What effect does that have on the negotiation?
It shows your cards
away
because they know you're reselling. You know what I mean? Like,
which is kind of good. Then you could say, you can position it like, I got to get it at a certain price to make money.
Yeah, and most people are fine with. I mean, shoot, I'm a dead giveaway, man. I can't get 1 foot out of my van. Oh, it's American Pickers. American Pickers is here, guys.
You sound like a victim. You have a sign on the side of the street.
Right. Most people are cool about it. They want to know about the business, and they start helping me find stuff at their sale that I can.
Dude, when we were
I get invited to the house every day. Oh, come on in. I got this from my so-and-so and all that.
So for single guys out there, go get you a big white truck.
You can go into ladies' houses, go back to the bar, and get up.
Isn't it an advantage if people know that, hey, this is how I make a living, so you understand I can't buy it at that price?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially when you pull up in a truck like that, it's like, hey, I buy volume, and I would come back and buy from you, but I'm selling this. This is how I make a living.
You see Pete will literally pull it up, and he'll like turn his laptop, say, look, this is what they're selling for on eBay. Yeah. I have to get it at this price so I can make this much money. Do you want it? Yes or no? Next.
What's crazy is the people, they always seem to sell it on there. But if somebody brought that up in front of me, I'd be like, oh, I'm out of here. I'm going to go sell that myself, But they'll be like, yeah, I'll sell it.
The fact that they drove their car, they loaded that thing in their car and then drove over to his shop and then walked up to him, they need the money.
Yeah.
And they don't want to
either that or they just don't want to.
They just don't want to do it. They just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. They've already demonstrated they're not willing to go on eBay and sell it, for whatever reason.
What drives me nuts is the people having garage sales that print the eBay active listings with like no bids. And they're like, look, this is worth X amount of dollars. It's like, put it on eBay. Like,
when I see that, I just leave. I don't even bother.
It drives me nuts.
Dude, you know what though? You know what I found is that if you catch those same people with the printouts, if you catch them at like 11:30, after they sat out there, nobody's touched their thing, they're willing to deal. They figured out by then, if they have half a brain cell in their head, they figured out that the eBay printout strategy didn't work, and you can cut them up. You can get a deal. I've done it a bunch of times, man. And the only reason that item is still there at that time of day is because of that printout. So it can work both ways,
You know,
That's a good point. I think I never know how to say Steve's last name. Bruzi.
Bruzzicasi.
Bruzzicasi.
Okay, Steve Bruzzicasi. Steve's a professional and he has a lot of experience. And he has this thing he does. It's called the Bruzzicasi move. And please, everybody try this. So he goes, and when he's out negotiating, he shows up naked, and he tells them, "I'll get dressed if you sell me this cheap." That's called the Bruzzicasi.
That's a good move.
Yeah. So I show up with my clothes on, and I say, "I'm going to Bruzzicasi you if you don't give me a better deal on this."
Oh boy.
That's a true story, by the way.
Okay, Lauren, I want to ask about the whole consignment thing. Kind of boggles my mind as far as they give you first dibs kind of on things because they know you're going to buy and spend good money. So do you haggle with them at that point? How are they coming to their number that they're deciding to give it to you for versus the public? You know, how are you getting a better deal?
There's only so much that I want to share about that.
Oh, okay.
But I bundle a lot of things that are worth more than what they think.
Okay. Do they set a bunch of stuff aside? Say I've got 20 things today, or do you call up and say I'm coming tomorrow, and what can you pull out for me, or how? They just set stuff aside.
If I have time, I'll go in there and I'll go through stuff. But if I don't have time, there's people that I just call and I'm kind of like, "What'd you take in today? Oh, do you want to move that fast? I'll come and pick it up. If you get X, I'll take that too." Or
perfect.
I'm hearing a relationship is the key there.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing.
But these are people that I've known for years. 8, 9 years. So
Still paying off.
yeah.
Good.
That's really good.
Because I mean, look at your death pile and the stuff that you've got for sale. They're not sitting on that waiting for that to sell. You took it off their hands for a good deal.
Yeah.
And a business has bills to pay. They've got to make their money, so it's worth it.
Keep the lights on. It's a win-win situation.
It is.
Yes.
No, Steve, you got to have winners and losers, man. You got to do that. I'm just messing.
Somebody just wins more. Somebody just it's win-win. One of them still wins more.
I'm done buying for a while.
Somebody's got to leave that negotiation saying, "In your face, mofo."
Hey,
I'm joking. I'm joking.
No, I don't think that's wrong. Like, we've had this conversation before. Like, if we say we go somewhere, like we bought a lot of stuff on local apps that have been just steals, and it's not even a negotiation. Somebody will put something up where we go, "Whoa, we gotta go get that," and then we go get it, and like Steph's like, "Oh, we gotta get out of here. We gotta go. Like, It's like we stole it. And I just want to start like, "Hey, why can't I just dance and cheer?"
Right.
No, that's how I
You
feel
can't
like
celebrate a purchase.
they're happy though. They sold it, and I just want to go, "Oh my goodness,
No.
we just got this thing for that cheap." And Steph's like, "Oh, we gotta go. We already paid them."
Have you ever fist pumped before? I've literally fist pumped before. Like, I'll have the item. And I'll like hand over the cash, and as soon as they take it, I'm like, "Yes," you know, because I'm like, as soon as you have the money and I have the item in my hand, you ain't getting it back, mofo. I'm like, I own that thing now.
Have you ever gave them the money and then they're going, "Yes"?
I've had some of those too. Like when I bought those switchblades, I think the lady was doing that. Yeah, there's two sides to that cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
One thing, just as a tactic, is I've noticed Steve has done this a bunch of times, and it does work really well. Just as
Susie saying, "Start the car, start the car."
I am. Quiet. Let's go.
Yeah.
Don't act like you're excited.
Yeah. Don't be happy. What?
Yeah. Oh, what I was gonna say is one tactic, because I think that's why our yard sales aren't great here, is because there are so many swap meets and flea markets to go to. But one thing that Steve has said a bunch of times, and it does work, is you don't really want to bring this next time you come, do you? You know, like that sort of thing. Convince them this thing's heavy or this thing's big. Do you really want to bring this back in the house, or do you really want
wait? Who does that?
Steve.
Wait. This ain't win-win, guy. That sounds like addressing pain points.
Here's the
We're
way.
the same guy, Steve.
Nope. Hold on, Lonnie. You're hearing it from the way she's saying it.
It's the reality.
Here's how I'm going to say it. Here's how I say it.
Oh, no.
I'm using their first name because I do know them, and I'm being serious. I'm like, seriously, dude, you're going to drag this thing back and forth for how long? How long are you going to drag it back and forth?
How many times have you brought it?
How was it when you got up this morning and you were loading this in? Come on, man. How many times do you want to do that?
Steve, you mind bleep them. Is what you're doing. you mind bleep them.
He's done dragging it around, and I will drag it home right now.
That's next level, dude. I like it. Cheers. Cheers to
that.
Oh, my goodness.
How many times have you dragged this around and you create this image in his head?
Well, as a reseller, though, who goes to these swap meets and sells, that's the feeling we have about things. We're like, this thing is going to leave today. We are not taking this home. We don't want to take this one more time. If anybody even looks at it, they're going home with it.
Yeah. So,
like when y'all dump those clothes out on the ground, you didn't want to put them back in the truck or the van, right?
Yep. That's totally how it is. So we know the feeling. So
get that. That's when you start getting the what do you say, John? The nickel or whatever it is.
The what?
Steve, me and you are the same guy, dude. You have spin and I don't.
I don't spin.
You spin it.
Like people, Lonnie. I do
too. I don't dislike people. I just don't. I like you. Just told everybody I don't like people.
No, I'm not saying you don't like them. I'm saying that. Okay, you like people, but I think I really like people.
Oh, you did it again.
No, he's going to win a little bit more than you win.
No, here's
a little bit more.
I actually enjoy interacting with people.
I do too, Steve. I love it. I wake up in the morning and I live for that stuff, man.
What if a woman holds the door open for you?
I'm gonna tell her we're in the South. I'm the gentleman, you're the lady. Know your role. I'm gonna say know your role, lady.
Know your role. Oh god. Put it on film. Please record that when you say it.
Goodness.
I'd like to see the reaction.
John, I was saying, what do you say? The quick nickel?
Oh yeah.
The
quick nickel over the slow dime.
Yeah, like sometimes we want the quick nickel, like on a pile of clothes that we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah. Well, it depends on obviously what the item is. Like some things just aren't gonna sell fast. Like, so if I've got something like that I know will sell relatively fast within a few weeks, I'll undersell the competition usually by a little bit just to be a little bit more competitive. I like the quick nickel because I know I can reinvest and buy more with that money. So I can turn the money over more and faster, reinvest and make more money on that money. So instead of getting a couple dollars more, I have already made more money with that money by buying and reselling other stuff. Yeah. So, I mean, but it just depends. It's not, fast and loose with everything. I've got stuff I've been sitting on for months just because you've got to find that buyer and it's hard.
Yeah. No, but I think I think it's good to have that, like knowing you're going to turn stuff over quicker, maybe not make as much profit, and then realizing the items that you're willing to set on because there's more profit there. If that makes sense. Like if it's going to be a little longer, but the profit's going to be greater. But I like the
Steve, do you think like with technology now, right? Like, do you think that you could possibly make a CGI halo that would ride just above your head?
You would love one.
What does that mean? What are you trying to say? I was intrigued when you were talking about modern technology, and I was like, oh, this is going to be cool. And now it sounds like you were just making fun of me. I thought cool. Lonnie's bringing up science. Yes.
No. When I make a negotiation, it's they win, I win. We all feel good. We hug it out. I know their name.
Yes.
We exchange phone numbers. I get invited to their daughter's wedding later. that
You
year.
shocked, Lonnie.
No, I believe you because I remember when you've gotten brought like snacks and dinner on several occasions.
Salsa.
Someone brought us food because Steve asked for it.
I didn't necessarily ask. I just said, "Hey, why didn't you bring some of that for us?" Because
Oh my gosh, so embarrassing.
and you know what? The people like that. They like giving stuff, and it's nice. It's nice when somebody's they're like, "Hey, I'm gonna bring you some."
We got a flat earther, y'all. This is awesome, epic. There's a flat earther in the chat.
There are no flat earthers.
Oh boy.
There's only practical
My
jokers.
goodness.
Practical jokers.
You have arrived, Lauren. You have a flat earther.
Yeah.
I have a troll.
No, it's not a troll. It's a flat
Yeah,
earther.
the flat earther, yeah.
Oh,
I've never had a flat earther.
That's pretty cool.
We want a flat earther.
You know how some
I
there's
will
some
block it. We'll see
scientists.
what happens.
There's some scientists that believe that the dimensions can be, they look at it like sheets. Are you familiar with that, Lonnie? Like it's like sheets, like
Right. That's a representation of the different dimensions that
right.
maybe we can understand, because really we can't understand because we're trapped in this dimension.
Well, we're on this flat Earth.
We don't have the capability of understanding that.
But it has something to do with flat Earth.
I got something interesting for you guys, all right? Talking about flat earths. We're totally off the rails. Whitney and I went on a hot air balloon ride.
Yeah.
You were supposed to conceive on that. Remember that?
I was supposed to what?
Conceive.
Oh my goodness.
How do you know we
Conceive?
didn't?
Steph.
Oh, they talked
Whoa,
about
whoa.
it on the six pack.
Wait, you did that? You got it? You got in the 630-foot high club there, John?
1,000 feet, actually. We were 1,000 feet in the air.
Okay.
At that height, you can see a curvature of the earth.
Oh.
How high, John?
1,000 feet.
Wow.
It's pretty unreal. Imagine being in a very small, tight elevator, and then putting that elevator 1,000 feet in the sky.
Taking the walls out.
It's
Yeah,
terrible.
the walls out. Yeah.
Lauren, you've got a really good one. Don't delete it. It's good stuff. I like it.
Yeah.
I want to see
And
what
it's
comes
a
next.
basket elevator
Wow, that is
with
a
a no
good one.
top.
I gotta be honest though, Lonnie. The same person that's saying all this also said LOL in their last comment, so
It's John Johnson, right?
it probably is.
It's-
They kind of blew their whole cover with the LOLs.
no, it's not.
Is it?
I think it's never more.
Hey, did you ever see
Antiques.
the video of the guy? He's a skydiver, and he had Red Bull sponsored it, and he went to the I think he got right out of the Earth's atmosphere. It's the highest jump ever, parachute jump.
What about it?
Oh,
Are you done?
No, I was reading images from there. The images from there of what the Earth looked like. Hey, we're just glad to be back in the six pack, and I'm trying to read stuff.
Focus. You're telling a story. You have the camera on
Did you guys ever see that?
No.
Okay, we'll Google it.
Oh, okay. Well, what happened, Steve?
It's the highest jump out of the Red. It was a Red Bull. He was sponsored by Red Bull, and he steps out on the edge, and he did it with a balloon. Like a balloon took him up there, like one of those weather balloons or something. But the images are amazing. That's all. That's all I got to say about
good
that.
job. Thanks.
And by the way, he's a professional reseller.
Yeah.
That's how I tie it all together.
He's on Red Bull. All right. Let's see.
See, everybody's reading.
Yeah. Oh, everybody
the
talked
dude
about it.
jumped from space. That's right.
They all
It's
saw
no
it.
joke.
These are our people in the chat right now.
Bro Science Hustler. Yes.
Yep.
Bigfoot's real.
Next,
Bigfoot's very real. Lonnie
There's a
and I
video.
had an encounter
Yes.
in Tennessee, okay? We're lucky we can live to tell the tale.
Yeah.
You know
Lonnie.
Lauren's
You
got
guys-
a Bigfoot around her.
Oh,
I know.
Oh, in Minnesota, 100%. There's like 100 Bigfoots up there.
When I buy my GoPro, I'm gonna hunt Bigfoot. I'm gonna go on walks,
Hug him?
look for Bigfoot.
Hunt him.
Oh,
Hunt,
hunt.
hunt.
Oh,
Don't
I
hunt. He's
won't
not a
hurt him.
hanger.
I just want to see him.
right.
Lauren, you know where I got my GoPro? I have a GoPro 3 Plus.
I didn't like
GoPro.
how you were just pointing a knife at me.
Yeah,
Okay.
what the hell, man?
I've been cutting limes with this.
Somebody's a bully. Cyber bully. That's cyberbullying, Lonnie.
Is it?
Yes.
Holding
Yes.
a knife up?
Pointing
Talking
it.
about. So anyway, what was I even talking? Oh, the GoPro. My GoPro, I bought the GoPro, 3 batteries, all kind of attachments and stuff like that. I think I paid like $80 for everything.
That's good.
That's really good.
And now I want the latest greatest one. Since I love this one so much, I want an even better one. But
We didn't like the better one.
you don't?
Oh, there's a better one
It
than
had
that.
worse volume.
We have the 4. I don't know if I told you about it, Lonnie.
We have a 4 and a 5.
Yeah, we got the 4s first, and by the way, we did trading on local apps to get those, and then we got the 5, and the way they did the first generation of the 5, they made it to where you didn't have to have a case for waterproof, and that made the
Right.
It doesn't
Audio
pick up
is
the sound that
horrible.
good. But now the 6 is out. I don't know what that's going to be like, but the 4 is really good.
Mhm.
There's also a GoPro Hero. It's just a Hero, but
Yeah.
it's in that new
That's
case.
Is it the Session or Hero?
No. It's a Hero, but it's in the new case, so it's already waterproof and everything.
Yeah.
It's like $200.
Yeah, you definitely want to do the research on what the audio is like.
Yeah.
Looking into that. But
Or maybe I'll just keep using the one I'm using because
Yeah,
it's working
use
okay.
that one.
yeah,
Use that one for
the
sure.
video looks great.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I got an offer. I think I'm going to take it just to make you drink. So this is the pulley that I had listed for probably 2 or 3 months,
That's cool, man.
and I had $40 or best offer, and they offered me $25. I think I'm going to just take it. I haven't had any
I would
hits on
take it,
this.
dude.
Take it and run.
Those are neat.
Those were really cool. Did y'all see he had like, I don't know, how many, John? Like 10, 20 of them or something? Boom.
Yeah.
Cha-ching, baby.
Cha-ching. All right, drink up.
Here we go. Cheers.
Hey, John, so those items like that, I mean, are they just, because they look really cool, are they just something that's hard to sell or what?
I think there's just a lot of them out there. So I bought like 15 or 20 of them, and I pulled out 2 of them because I saw they were going on eBay pretty high. Like 40, $50, and the rest I put on my website.
Yeah, those things are neat.
Yeah, they're bad. People like making like lights out of them and
Yeah,
stuff.
they do all kinds of stuff.
And then they like hang the Edison bulbs.
Yeah. That looks
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
I like that look.
I do too. Everybody likes that look. That's why that kind of stuff sells so good.
I wish I decorated so I could have cool things, you know? There's
Lonnie.
always things that,
Heather's the same way.
you know?
She decorated. We could have cool things.
Yeah.
Hey, Lonnie.
Yeah.
Pete says the 3 and 3 Plus is the best. 5 and 6 and Hero socks.
That's good to know.
Wow, that is good to know. I have the 3, just the plain
Yeah.
old 3, and it's
I don't think
pretty darn
there's-
good.
I don't think there's a difference between the 3 and the 3 Plus, John, that I've seen.
Yeah.
You're doing like some crazy,
I think
extreme
frames per
sports,
second,
extreme
yeah.
sports and all that.
Yeah.
Maybe you would start getting more picky.
But for what we do,
I mean, I'm a pretty fast yard sailor, Like,
that's
man,
true.
I need 60 frames per second.
Now, you know what? I was about to mention that. I do think 60 frames per second is good because it makes like when you pan, like when you turn, you have more frames interspersed there to make the motion smoother.
Lonnie, please
I
put
wonder
that
how
knife
long
down before you cut
No,
yourself. Dude.
this lime wedge is too. I'm doing a new beer, and this lime wedge is a little
Cut
too
it.
thick.
Don't
Oh, like
Slice the top of his nose
Fruit
off.
Ninja? Was it Fruit Ninja?
This show's gonna end in a trip to the hospital. Oh man.
That's fine. I got it.
Remember when you
Yeah,
put
wonder
the
how
knife-
Lonnie cut his.
I feel like there's going to be a repeat of that tonight.
That's some extreme cyberbullying with that knife. He's sending a message to me, and he's doing it, trying to be subtle about it, but I know what he's saying.
He's trying to
Well, you
trigger
got
you,
your
man.
thumbnail
He's
now.
trying to trigger you.
There's
Just
no
get that
bullying.
screenshot of Lonnie like stabbing at the screen. You get all kinds of
Everyone,
views.
no bullying on my channel.
Yeah, no.
No
We
bullying.
barely made it on.
Actually, I got this knife though for I think $2. I love it, and you know what? You know why I'm keeping it?
What kind is it, Lonnie?
It's a
It's gone.
it's a K-bar.
Oh,
The
A
tips,
newer one?
the tips
Yeah.
Yeah.
missing.
Because the tips broke.
The tip's broke, so I'm not selling it. I'm keeping it, and I friggin' love it.
Bro,
It's a great
that
knife.
sounds like a personal problem, bro.
My tip's broke.
Lonnie, you said that was a K-bar?
Yeah.
Like a commercial one? Or?
It's made in Cincinnati, I think. Let me see. Oh, I'm sorry, Cleveland. They made them in
Please
Cleveland.
don't confuse us with Cleveland, man. Gosh.
Same shit. Cleveland and
Oh
Cincinnati.
man. Have you seen the Cleveland tourism video on YouTube?
Who? What?
No.
You've got to watch this. There's
Why would a tourist go to Cleveland?
Exactly. I'll link it in the chat. It is so funny. Although, you know what? I don't think I'm a wrench. Okay, good.
You're a wrench.
Let's find this.
Wait. Whitney's. I've made Whitney mad. How many times have I made Whitney mad in the past year or so?
Yeah. Endless.
Whitney must hate my guts.
Silver Hair Stacker says, LOL, Lonnie stabbed his eye trying to read it.
Be the Village. Whitney says, we're not Detroit.
Yeah, that's in the Cleveland. They say, we're not Detroit. It's really funny. I put it in the
That's
chat.
so
You got to
funny.
check it out. There's one part of it says, like, our economy is based on LeBron James. And this was made, like,
Wow.
back in the early 2000s.
What's it going to be based on now?
Yeah, exactly. The mistake by the lake, man. That's what they call it in Ohio.
Oh, my goodness.
Wait, what's the mistake by the lake? What is that called?
Cleveland.
Oh, the whole city's a mistake.
The mistake by the lake.
Pyro Know-It-All says Cleveland is not claimed by real Ohioans. So people in Ohio do not claim Cleveland.
Yeah.
I think it's the most. Actually, when people think Ohio, they think Cleveland, though. To be honest.
Wow.
Is it? Well, yeah, let's go down the panel here. We've got a Minnesota, Louisiana, a Utah, and California. So, what is like the city you guys think of when you think Ohio? Like, number one city.
Cleveland's the only one I know.
Oh, my goodness, Cincinnati picker.
I know.
Duane?
I'm sorry.
Cincinnati.
Oh, my goodness.
I only know the capitals on most of them. Most of them over there, I don't even know them.
Honey.
Just saying.
All right.
That's the only. I've never been there. So
Okay,
it's the
John,
only city I know off the top of my head.
I
other
can go
than
get a red
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati hat right now that you have.
I know. Other than that, he is saying in general. Since
No.
we've been on this in last year, I know it now.
All I think when I hear Cincinnati, all I think of is WKRP, and that's all about all I know.
Hey,
true.
that's a good song.
I don't know anything about Cincinnati.
I'm at WKRP.
I don't know anything about Cleveland either.
You don't need to know anything about Cleveland.
John, I think Cincinnati, if you say, hey, Ohio, what state? If I'm thinking professional, I always think sports when it's a city. So I say Cincinnati. So we're split.
Columbus.
Yeah.
BS. You're full of it, Duane.
No, I was just teasing.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
the-
capital is
Columbus
not
is the capital.
We're not saying capitals. He's saying what city? Lonnie's saying everybody associates Cleveland with Ohio. I don't agree with
I've
that.
forgotten all my capitals.
I think
I
most
learned them
people
when I
are.
was 9.
Steve, how often have we agreed historically? Yeah, like when we talk, how often do we agree? Like,
We agree a lot.
You mock
Yeah.
disagree.
Yeah, even when you're waving a knife at me, I still agree with you on that. I think Buckeyes.
Okay. Lauren, what do you think of?
Speaking of Buckeyes, so like there's
Cincinnati.
Buckeye the nut, obviously, but have you ever had Buckeye the dessert that looks like the nut? You know what I'm talking about?
No,
Never
I
heard
have no
of it.
idea.
All right, you got to try it if you can find it out there. A dessert Buckeye is a ball of peanut butter covered in chocolate,
Oh my goodness.
and it looks exactly like the Buckeye nut. And it's
That's Steph's favorite
I
combination.
would love that.
Yeah.
That would be delicious.
You should call some candy stores and see if they've got Buckeyes out there. They're really
Okay.
good. They're tasty.
You don't make them. It's not a baked good. You.
Bake it. I was
Yeah.
thinking,
I'm gonna read Bruce's comment.
I gotta Google it.
what is it, Lonnie?
Shit. Can y'all hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cuyahoga Falls. Nevermore Antique said that. Don't know why.
Uh-oh,
that
Lonnie's
right?
already gone. What was Lonnie going to say?
I don't know.
Oh, is he gone? I'll
Yep,
tell
he's
you what he
gone.
said. Okay, he was just saying, he sent me a private text. He said, "Hey, Steve, I think you're right in the whole relationship and all that thing." And he said he's gonna approach it differently. He does believe in a win-win, and he was just too embarrassed to say it in front of everybody. So when he comes back, don't bring this up, guys.
Hey, John, is this it? Is it in this box? Like,
Yep,
Steve's
that's it. That's it. Yep.
Um,
Although I would try to get some homemade ones. The homemade ones are really good.
Lonnie went to Cleveland. That's funny.
Those look good. I'm gonna get some.
Do you guys have to get yourself, like, say the day before yard sales or whatever? Is the fact that you're going, does that invigorate you and make you motivated? This is the people in the chat too.
It does, Lonnie.
Or do you have to go, I gotta get motivated? So you just
It's like Christmas. It's Christmas every single yard sale day.
That's cool.
Me too. I love to go. It's so much fun.
Yeah, it's the best because you get that like adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
Like walking up to the sales, you have no idea. It's the unknown every time. Yeah, man. Like I'm just like, whoo. I think Whitney too. Like something in my brain just like snaps.
Hey John, whenever
I get tunnel vision.
John, whenever you get home, or like whenever you see Whitney, do you ever hold an item up, like a really cool item, and go, "Look what I found"?
Oh.
Have you ever said that before?
No.
You should make that as like your intro to all your
Must be Lonnie doing that.
Look what I found. Or you don't have to use the Mickey Mouse voice, okay?
Yeah, why are you doing this in a Mickey Mouse voice? We were in Tennessee, and I would find something, and he would say, "Go stand by your van," and say, "Look what I found."
Oh my goodness.
And then he would like put it in his video as like, I was just a talking monkey. Look at him laughing. He's getting all red.
No, I'm crying. I'm not laughing. I'm crying again. I've cried like 3 times this show.
On that note, it is past 8:30, so maybe we should wrap it up.
8:30.
Look what I found.
Destroyed her channel.
No, you gotta say it like this, Steve. Look what I found.
Hey, is that Mr. Hanky?
That's kind of.
Yes, that's what
That is.
Yeah.
Yeah, piece of corn in his head.
I think it sounds like Rocky from Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's probably where Mr. Hanky. That was Mr. Hanky when he grew up.
I think it sounds like Towley.
Who?
Towley.
Who's that?
You haven't seen him on South Park? Don't forget your
Seth doesn't
towel.
watch
And he
South
just
Park.
randomly pops up.
Oh,
I don't remember Towley.
I haven't watched
Oh.
South Park. Is it a new thing?
No, it's old. Really old.
Is South Park still on?
yeah,
It is.
yeah. South Park. Will never
We haven't had
go away.
cable in years.
Yes.
I remember
Okay,
Towley.
seriously though, I'm wrapping it up because we're getting crazy.
I feel
It's
like we
like,
could
shut
go.
up, everyone. We're ending the show.
We're
I've-
scaring everyone. We need
I've got
to
6
stop.
more beers. I've got 6 more beers, Lauren. We're good. Let's go.
All right.
Save them for when it's on your channel.
I think Lauren's going to turn into like a vampire after like 8:45 or something. What's going to happen?
Well, by the
Very
way,
motivated to get off the show right now.
if everybody hasn't subscribed to Lauren, don't forget to hit that button.
Oh
Hit the
yes,
button.
please subscribe to me. I will be putting out a lot more videos after summer is over because I'm crazy busy right now. But when I have more time, I will be putting out a lot more content. Thank you everyone for watching. If you have any other questions, if you're watching this later, post them in the comments and we'll do our best to answer.
You will.
The show will
You-
be on
I'm not going to answer those questions. You're going to have
He's
to
going to
handle
answer his own questions. He's definitely not going to answer Lauren's.
I'm not answering your damn questions, Lauren. You,
Okay,
you
I
own
will answer them then.
Join us, chat. The best chat on the internet.
And the show is on Shane's channel next week, Rising Grind Picker. If you're not subbed to him, make sure you sub. But thanks everyone for watching. We really appreciate it. And we hope that you all have a wonderful evening. Bye.
Hi, guys.
Bye, guys.